by law to teach factual things. And if you grow up in a homeschooled, fundy environment like I did, just because the law says it has to be factual doesn't mean that's what they're teaching. If it doesn't agree with the Bible, they're not teaching it. The only reason they bring up people and activity that goes against what God wants is usually as a warning or a shaming tactic. Teaching women that they're the weaker sex, or that Eve tempted and caused the downfall of all society, contributes to a narrative where women are seen as susceptible, able to be easily tempted, or needing male guidance or guardianship. This can negatively affect female expression and agency within sexual autonomy. There's a lot of silence and lack of education. And how factual is the education? How reliable? That's really up to who and where you're getting the education. When most sex ed is focused on male characteristics, activity, and even the dictionary, the definition of it is about men. Women grow up in church communities that have ignorance, misconceptions, myths that can cause disease, harm, and severe mental health effects upon young women and teenage girls. This can hinder sexual development and positive life experiences. Now, there are many denominations and independent churches that have rejected and pursue factual-based education, supporting women, and equally discussing male and female sexual topics. But this is not common at all in the main denominations. Baptist, fundamentalist, Calvinist, Roman Catholic. It's not common to have positive, frequent conversations about all types of people. Modern theologians are challenging traditional views. When you grow up in a very patriarchal, male-centered religion, the patriarchy seeps into everything. How you live your life, the bedroom, family dynamics, your career. And when patriarchy exists outside the bedroom, it exists in the bedroom. Personal experience is very heavy leaning toward men. Women can't behave or have the freedom men have, but when they try, they're shamed for being human. The church shames men for having natural desires without teaching them about consent and accountability. Then they shame women for being who they are. And if they have even a blip on their sexual radar outside of marriage, you are shunned for it. Pregnancy outside of marriage is one of the biggest reasons why there is shame in church. I've seen it on YouTube where pastors call a pregnant teenager onto stage. There is no appearance of the man involved, the father, and she's shamed. She didn't even get a birth shower, like a baby shower, because of the shame involved with not being married. We need to stop worshiping marriage, family, and family values. It's one way to live your life. It's not any better than any other life. We need to stop making marriage and family the default setting that every woman is pressured into. A marriage between two straight people is just as valid as two long-term partners who aren't married. Two gay husbands is just as valuable I mean, any type of consensual, adult, healthy relationship should be as equally praised and supported in the legal system, society, and in church as it is for heterosexual people. It's not, but we're working that way. Some countries, women's sexuality is so controlled, they harm girls or remove parts of their body so women can't enjoy life. We call this mutilation. It happens all the time. Honor killings. It even happens in Los Angeles. When people put so much worth on somebody's lack of activity, we create a toxic dynamic. If we're not praising women for behaving in a consensual, legal, healthy way as much as we're praising men for doing the exact same thing, we're creating misogyny. The only thing we should shame people for doing sexually is unconsensual things, doing or being with somebody under the age of consent, or going after kids. As long as everyone involved is following the law, they're all legal, everyone's consenting consistently, I have no problem what people do. The issue is the church only allows one narrative, and everything else is either villainized or is less than. And women have lost a lot in the last 3 years due to Roe versus Wade being overturned. Women have every right to have an abortion, just like every man has the right to have a vasectomy. If that's what he wants, it should be as easy to get as a woman going in to get an abortion. But we never try to control men's reproductive rights. We always go after women because women are the gatekeepers. And women have to be. Men shame women for not giving it up. They shame women for giving it up. They shame women for not wanting to do it at all due to not being heterosexual or maybe being asexual. They criticize women for having a low sex drive, a high sex drive, an intersporadic sex drive. They shame women for being human beings with feelings. They shame women for how they dress and blame women for violence just for wearing something that is perfectly legal and natural to wear. The church perpetuates and supports violence against women. And a lot of the money that churches get through donations or tithing is used to legislate laws that harm women or downright kill them. If you're a woman of color, you have the highest chance of dying from no abortion access. A lot of powerful churches donate money to Africa, where they make laws that makes homosexuality a capital crime. Christian tithing actually kills people. Not every day, but it does. Anyone who's in a church that supports limited access to abortion, removing IVF,